करके ऑथेंटिकेट करा था। ऑथेंटिकेशन की एक प्रक्रिया है, उनको प्रूफ देना है, प्रूफ के पेपर्स जमा करने हैं, उसके साथ अपना साइन करना है। अगर वह आज ऑथेंटिकेट नहीं करते हैं तो जाहिर बात है उन पर प्रिविलेज होगी। जिस प्रकार के शब्दों का प्रयोग वह लोकसभा में करते हैं वह संसदीय मर्यादा के विपरीत है। जो 380 का रूल है जिसके तहत स्पीकर को अधिकार रहता है वर्ड्स के एक्सपेंज करने का, हम लोगों ने रिक्वेस्ट भी किया है कि स्पंज वो शब्दों को होना चाहिए और उन पर कार्रवाई भी होनी चाहिए। आज हम वेट करते हैं कि वो ऑथेंटिकेट अगर अपनी बात को कर देंगे तो उसकी जांच होगी, नहीं करेंगे तो उनके खिलाफ प्रिविलेज।
क्या कुछ वो पॉइंट्स थे जिस पर आपको कंटेंशन था?
जिस प्रकार की भाषा का प्रयोग किए हैं वो सारी चीजें हम लोगों ने लिख के दिया स्पीकर साहब को कि इस तरह के शब्द का प्रयोग नहीं कर सकते।
प्रिविलेज बनता ही नहीं, कोई प्रिविलेज का ब्रीच किया ही नहीं राहुल गांधी।
तो सरकार कह रही है कि नाम लिए मंत्रियों के और सब्सटेंशिएट नहीं किया, उन्होंने जो एलिगेशंस लगाए हैं वो आते और चले जाते हैं लगाकर।
ऐसा है, एलिगेशंस तो जब तक डेमोक्रेसी है लगते ही रहेंगे, और लोकतंत्र किस बात का है। देखिए, सर्वकालीन महानतम साइंटिस्ट हुए हैं आइंस्टीन। आइंस्टीन ने कहा कि दुनिया में कोई चीज एब्सोल्युटली ट्रू नहीं है, एवरीथिंग इज रिलेटिव, नथिंग इज एब्सोल्यूट।
Cutting across live to Himanshu Mishra, who's standing by outside Parliament. Gloves off, knives out, Himanshu. Privilege motion. You have a substantive motion. You have a no trust motion. What are we expecting in the next couple of hours while this massive face-off has escalated overnight?
Well, I mean, Congress is now basically Congress leader Rahul Gandhi is facing a three-pronged attack from the government. One, the Parliamentary Affairs Minister has spoken about a privilege motion notice. Nishikant Dubey has spoken about a substantive motion seeking cancellation of his membership as an MP and also barring him from contesting elections in future. And Sanjay Jaiswal, we heard saying that a lot of allegations and the words that he used yesterday during the budget debate should be expunged from the proceeding of the House. So that is the government strategy actually to corner Rahul Gandhi on the allegations he leveled during the budget debate. But on the other side, we have seen Priyanka Gandhi, Karti Chidambaram, Ram Gopal Yadav and several opposition leaders strongly rebutting these claims. In fact, Renuka Chaudhary I interviewed a few minutes ago, and she said that perhaps the BJP MPs do not know what a privilege motion is. And she, in fact, even alleged that Nishikant Dubey is always making baseless allegations to get attention in the House and get attention of his leaders in the party. So clearly the war of words is hotting up. But for the moment, Rahul Gandhi is facing this three-pronged attack from the government ministers. We'll have to wait for some more time in terms of how the government moves. But clearly, I think Nishikant Dubey has decided to move a substantive motion, which very seriously alleges that Rahul Gandhi has links with Soros Foundation and US Aid and other international foundations. He visits to foreign countries, and these are foundations who are working against India. On the other side, the privilege motion notice, of course, will refer to the fact that he has presented wrong facts in the House, and so he has not authenticated it, though Rahul Gandhi himself has said that he's ready to authenticate, but no notice has been served on Rahul Gandhi, Vedika, as of now.
Himanshu, thanks for joining us live. We, of course, will have to keep coming back to you, given all the drama that's unfolding both inside Parliament and outside. Breaking news coming in. Bringing you the inside track through sources on D.K. Sivakumar, Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka's meeting with the Congress leadership. We're being told by sources no clarity has been given to DKS. He held a brief conversation with Rahul Gandhi over this issue. Post the Assam meeting, Priyanka Gandhi and DKS went to Rahul Gandhi's residence. Sonia Gandhi was also present, is what we're being told. And he has been asked to remain patient for now. There's no clarity on the road ahead for DKS as of now.
ತಿಳಿಸಲೇಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಏನು ಬೇಕು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾತಾಡೋಕ್ಕೇನು ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಬಂದಮೇಲೆ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಬಂದಿರೋದೇ ರಾಜಕಾರಣ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿಚಾರನ ಮಾತಾಡದೆ ಬರೀ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಗಾಳಿ ಮುಗ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಏನೇನು ಬೇಕೋ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಕಾಲ ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡ್ತದೆ.
Deepak Bopanna, Deputy Editor South, joining me live here from Bengaluru. Deepak, the message is loud and clear. The wait continues for DKS. Be patient is the message that has been given to him. Clarity not on the cards for now.
Yes, and he's been waiting for that clarity for several months now, at least about 3, and more importantly, he's been doing the rounds to Delhi, hoping to meet Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Finally getting that opportunity. A couple of days ago, he had held brief talks with Priyanka Gandhi, and today after the Assam meeting, at 10 Janpath, there was a meeting between Priyanka Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, and even Sonia Gandhi. At that point in time, he has raised towards the end the leadership issue, sought for some sort of clarity. There were a lot of praises that were showered on him, is what I'm told by top sources from the Gandhi family about his contribution towards the Congress party, the work that he's put in over the years, and they've asked him to remain patient. They've not given him clarity about any sort of transition at this point in time. How this will really play out with him, with his supporters back home in Karnataka, that is something that remains to be seen in the days to come. But it is yet another visit to the national capital which hasn't yielded any sort of results as far as the power transition is concerned. Now, as far as his statement itself after that meeting goes, you can see him. He's not in the best state of mind. If I'm not an expert, of course, in body language or reading, what in between the lines from what he says, but watching his sound bites and his reactions over nearly a decade or more, I can really say that he was not completely happy with the outcome of this particular meeting. He probably hoped for a short clarity as to what is going to come his way next, or when is it going to happen, but that hasn't probably been given, and that's why we are looking at somewhere a plain response or reaction that has come in from the Deputy Chief Minister.
All right, so the meeting has taken place, but no clarity. And for DKS, the wait continues is a big takeaway from the inside track that Deepak has just brought to us. Deepak, thanks for joining me live here on Breaking Ground. More news coming in. Kerala High Court has granted anticipatory bail to MLA Rahul Mamakutahil in the first of the 3 alleged sexual assault cases filed against him, effectively securing his protection from arrest in all current cases. While the court noted that the allegations did not prima facie establish a case of rape, it imposed strict conditions for his anticipatory bail. And we have Ashwin bringing us more on this. Ashwin, just tell us more about the case. We believe that there is some protection now for the MLA in all current cases. Is that correct?
Well, absolutely. In fact, Rahul Mankutithil's, the case against Rahul Mankutithil, the court has found that there is no prima facie evidence for the matter. In fact, there were 3 cases that were filed against him, but he has secured bail in all the 3 cases. And now the court has stated that the evidences that has been put forward by the prosecution is not good enough, and therefore does not stand the scrutiny of law further, and therefore has been given bail. But the court has imposed strict conditions, including that he should submit his passport to the police, and also must come and sign at least 2 times in a week. And not just that, he should not be in the district of Palakkad. Is also that has been confirmed. He has been told not to contact any of these witnesses or anybody connected to this case. But Mankutithil has now been granted bail, and this is seen as a victory for the MLA who has been on the limelight for the past 4 months.
All right, thanks for joining me live there, Ashwin. We'll keep tracking all the movements on that story. That's the latest we have from Ashwin. Moving on to an NDTV impact with our relentless tracking of the Kanpur Lamborghini case 4 days after the incident, the culprit Shivam Mishra has finally been arrested from Kanpur. Son of a Kanpur-based tycoon, Mishra has been produced before court in connection with the accident that left several injured. Remember that the arrest comes shortly after the episode where a driver came forth and confessed suddenly as the person behind the wheel. Identified as Mohan, that the driver said the accused Shivam suffered a seizure with his arms and legs shaking and fell onto the driver, causing the crash. However, the court seemed not to be convinced with the theory and rejected the driver's surrender plea. questioning how the driver, who was not even mentioned in the case, had now managed to come forth. In fact, what contradicted the driver's claims were the crash videos themselves, which we brought to you over the last 4 days, relentlessly trying to prove here that it was Shiva Mishra behind the wheel and not the driver Mohan. In fact, there's a video also where you see the bouncers pulling Mishra out of the driver's seat. Enough evidence to have arrested Shiva Mishra much earlier. Remember, no other person was visible in these videos. With the arrest of the tycoon's son, the law may have finally caught up, but questions with regards to procedural delay, of course, still remain. Ranveer joins me live. Ranveer, finally the arrest that we've all been expecting, waiting for, but a huge delay of more than 94 hours. A lot of questions that must be put to the Kanpur police as of now. Just take us through the latest in terms of the investigations.
Everyone saw who was sitting on the driver's seat, Shiva Mishra, the man who was driving the car. Everyone saw the footage. The bouncers were pulling Mishra out of the car. Everyone saw the footage. They pulled him out and they have taken him to hospital. But obviously the questions will be on Kanpur police that why the medical examination was not done on time, because the incidents occurred on Sunday around 2:15 p.m. So after Sunday's incidents, today is Thursday, and today Shiva Mishra is officially arrested by Kanpur police. But why the medical examination was not done? This is obviously a big question. Shiva Mishra is in Kanpur court now, along with a huge security arrangement there, and everyone is waiting for court to decide whether he will be sent to police custody. As per sources, Kanpur police is seeking 14 days police remand for Shiva Mishra, but it's up to the court whether court will give his police custody or accept his bail. So a big question whether Shiva Mishra will be bailed out or he will be in police custody for investigation or interrogation. So Kanpur police will now interrogate Shiva Mishra as well as Mohan, who claims to be driving the car on the day of accident.
Thanks for joining me there, Ranveer. We also have Mr. Vikram Singh, former IPS officer, joining me live. So I'm going to come to you in 2 minutes from now, and thank you for joining me here on Breaking Ground. I just want to take our viewers through the reactions coming in on this big development that took place this morning.
देखिए, आज सूचना प्राप्त हुई थी कि वो कानपुर आया हुआ है। उस सूचना के आधार पर हमारी टीमें सक्रिय हुई, उसको गिरफ्तार कर लिया गया और गिरफ्तार करके माननीय न्यायालय में प्रस्तुत किया गया है। बाकी आगे की कार्यवाही माननीय न्यायालय के निर्देश के क्रम में की जाएगी। कितनी टीमें लगाई गई? 5 टीमें गठित की गई थी। वो टीमें लगातार लगी हुई थी और समग्र प्रयास करके आज गिरफ्तार किया गया। उसने कुछ बताया कि गाड़ी कौन चला रहा था, कैसे क्या? देखिए, पुलिस की विवेचना में पूरी तरह से साफ हो गया है कि एक्सीडेंट के वक्त गाड़ी शिवा मिश्रा ही चला रहा था। इसके लिए तकनीकी और चक्षुदर्शी साक्ष्यों के साक्ष्य अंकित किए जा चुके हैं। पर्याप्त साक्ष्य है, माननीय न्यायालय के समक्ष प्रस्तुत किया जाएगा। आगे का विषय माननीय न्यायालय। आगे क्या कुछ कार्रवाई करेंगे सर? जैसा मैंने बताया कि माननीय न्यायालय में प्रस्तुत किया गया है, माननीय न्यायालय के निर्देश के क्रम में अग्रिम कार्यवाही।
This is the power of social media, and that so-called fake accused application was rejected by the court. So administration had no option but to arrest him. Otherwise, government had put all efforts to save him.
So they are saying that because of the legal reasons, it was Shiva Mishra who was not arrested. There is complete law and order control in the state, and now finally being arrested.
What is the legal reason? Everybody was saying he is the accused, and then made an FIR in name of unknown. What was their compulsion? Who instructed them? This also should be investigated.
Justice is delayed because of the FIR delay, and you are saying
certainly. See, if it was not a social media, and top of that, if court had not rejected, that wanted everything.
There's some questions we want to put to the Kanpur police before we go to Mr. Singh, who's standing by. And these are questions that they must answer at this point. 5 top questions for the Kanpur police. Why was Shiva Mishra's name missing in the initial FIR that was registered? Number 2, why was no medical test conducted on Shivam after the crash? Number 3, why was Shiva Mishra allowed to leave Kanpur for Delhi? Number 4, why wasn't Shiva Mishra arrested while he was in Delhi? It was quite a circus of a scene really, because the police also didn't seem to know where he was. The father comes before the cameras and says he's in Delhi. He moved from Kanpur to Delhi. He's being treated for his medical issues there. Number 5, why didn't the police object to the driver being made a scapegoat? It took the court to intervene and deny the surrender made by the driver, Mohan. I'm going to go across to Mr. Singh. Now, Mr. Singh, are these legitimate questions to ask, all 5 of them, to the Kanpur police at this point? Thank you for joining us here on Breaking Ground.
Yes, they are not only critical but absolutely pertinent to the investigation, a transparent and a positive investigation. Unfortunately, to all the 5 questions, the answer is in red, that there are no satisfactory answers to all your 5 questions, incisive ones of that. There was no justification to remove and not to see his name in the name as a named accused. It was added later. Then allowing him and not taking the medical test, the urine samples, the breath analyzer test was by way a horrible and a terrible fault line in investigation. And I don't think there would be any way in which that can be compensated. Now, wonder of wonders, how can an accused of this magnitude go to Delhi for medical checkups? Kanpur has a regular and a full-fledged medical college, super specialty hospitals, and wonder of wonders, you have somebody claiming, as in the Zamindari days, that the person who has, I'm irresponsible for this murder, I'm responsible for this accident. You have Mohan, who is para-dropped onto the driver's seat against all videographic evidence and eyewitnesses. And therefore, the police officer, the DCP said, अब हमने चक्षुदर्शियों के बयान के आधार पर कार्रवाई कर ली, जो माननीय न्यायालय कहेगा, माननीय न्यायालय तो जो कहेगा तो कहेगा, आपसे कुछ अपेक्षाएं की जाती थी और उस पे आप बिल्कुल खरे नहीं उतरे हैं. You have absolutely disappointed all of us, and I would expect a very proactive effort. I compliment the police commissioner, Raghuveer Lal, and also those and the honorable court also who have said there's no reason why Mohan should be charge sheeted, because you have seen this in the case of the Porsche Pune case, the Salman Khan case, and other such high-end cases where there were volunteers, willing volunteers to be willing accessories to the crime. I would say, and am I?
Yes.
Yes, please.
If I could just intervene and ask you this, isn't this the classic case of everything in the VVIP brat playbook failing? Every possible attempt to shield Shivam Mishra was made, but finally, because the court rejected the surrender of the driver, perhaps that was the catalyst in bringing him back from Delhi to Kanpur?
Precisely, you hit the nail on the head. The brazen, audacious, and the naked attempt to save Shivam Mishra because of the father and his deep pockets. Well, it is an administrative collapse and failure both, and a tragedy of investigation. And the very fact that the court rejected the alibi and the volunteering confession of Mohan, therefore he had no option but to come. And my advice would be to include all those who wanted Mohan to be made an accused as a willing accessory to 201 of the old IPC and 238 of the Bharati Nyaya Sanhita, because they tried to tamper with the evidence and compromise the investigation.
Saying 2 very quick questions. One, shouldn't action be taken against the cops involved in this investigation to make an example of what we've seen in the last 96 hours play out ever since Sunday, ever since the incident took place? Secondly, because the medical examination has not been conducted, the eyewitness accounts claim that Shivam was inebriated. Is that going to be a setback in terms of the probe against him?
It is bound to be a setback in any case, because the delay in the examination of the breath analyzer and the urine test is going to be a major impediment in the quality of the investigation. And to your first question, I would say you have to be cruel to be kind. All the police officers who were complicit in making Shivam's escape possible and not barging into the house of K.K. Mishra, was it Fort Knox? Was it anything that was impenetrable? I would have expected a lot more from the Kanpur police. They should have barged straight in rather than being helpless and mute spectators lying supine before the mighty gates of K.K. Mishra's mansion. I had expected a lot more. Therefore, all of them should be placed under suspension.
Blunt as always. Thank you so much, Mr. Singh, for joining us here on Breaking Ground. Always an honor to have this conversation with you. We're going to move on now from film sets to fear tactics. Threat emails and voice notes sent in the name of the Bishnoi gang to actor Ranveer Singh and Ayush Sharma are now under the Mumbai Crime Branch scanner. Sources say the WhatsApp voice threats to Ranveer Singh were routed using a VPN, making the sender difficult to trace. Officials say Ayush Sharma received a threat email via Proton Mail, with the sender claiming links to the Bishnoi gang again. Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis has warned that no gang will be allowed to spread fear or seek publicity, and those behind the threats will be tracked and dealt with strictly.
देखिए, पहली बात तो यह है कि जिन लोगों ने किया उनको अरेस्ट किया है और ये संदेशा भेजने वाले सही है कि गलत है या बहती गंगा में कोई हाथ धो रहा है, इसको भी ढूंढने का काम चल रहा है। कोई भी गैंग हो, मुंबई में हम उनको पसारने नहीं देंगे।
The India AI Impact Summit 2026 at Bharat Mandapam in the national capital will bring together Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Emmanuel Macron and tech leaders like Sundar Pichai, Sam Altman and a lot more. Our AI and tech editor Ayush explains everything that you can expect from one of the biggest AI events the world has ever hosted.
It reads less like a conference guest list and more like a Forbes power ranking. Google CEO Sundar Pichai, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, NVIDIA Chief Jensen Huang, Anthropic's Dario Amodei, DeepMind CEO Demis Hassabis, Microsoft President Brad Smith, Meta's Chief AI Scientist Alexander Wang, Qualcomm CEO Cristiano Amon. Arguably, for the first time, so many global AI heavyweights will be under one roof in Delhi. Artificial intelligence is rewriting the rules of global power, and now India is stepping firmly into the driver's seat. New Delhi will host the India AI Impact Summit 2026, the first AI summit in the Global South from February 16th to the 20th. Announced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the France AI Action Summit, this high-level gathering marks a critical turning point in the global AI race. With over 35,000 registrations, the summit is expected to witness participation from over 100 countries, 50-plus heads of states, ministries, and over 500-plus startups to engage across 500 sessions. India now ranks among the top 3 globally in AI competitiveness. With over 700 million internet users and the world's second largest AI workforce, the scale here is unmatched. India is generating nearly 20% of the world's data. And for AI models that thrive on diverse, multilingual, real-world data, that scale is gold. As industry experts put it, India is the ultimate test bed. Despite geopolitical headwinds, the message from the visiting AI elite seems clear. You cannot win global AI race without winning in India. And as Prime Minister Modi takes the stage next week, Delhi may well signal a new power shift in the global AI order. Bureau Report, NDTV.
The sharpest minds driving the global AI narrative. Policymakers, founders, technology leaders. Global perspectives, Indian priorities. The definitive conversation on AI. 18th February, New Delhi. NDTV In.AI Summit 2026. On the NDTV network.
News just coming in. The top court of India has come down heavily on the filmmakers of Goose Pandit. This has to do with the controversy which has reached the top court. The Supreme Court has issued a notice to filmmakers slamming the name, the title of the movie. The Supreme Court has said, tell us the new name of the series or we will not permit the release. Nupur joining me live. Nupur, bring us all the conversations, observations happening inside the top court over this movie. Clearly, the Supreme Court coming down heavily on the filmmakers.
Well, yes, of course, Vedika, today while issuing notices to Netflix, the filmmakers and in fact to the central authorities, also with a petition that has been filed raising concern over the name of the series, the top court has come down heavily and it has sent out a strong message. It has said that freedom of expression and speech comes with responsibility, and it said that fraternity, which ensures dignity to the individual, is equally part of the basic structure of the Constitution, and said that it won't allow people to denigrate anyone in the name of free speech or creativity. It noted that the name in itself was denigrating, and in fact, it has said the filmmakers to file an affidavit by next hearing, that is the 19th of February, to file an affidavit on record stating what will be the new name, and also on record saying that nothing in the movie, no content in the movie would be derogatory towards any particular community. The top court judge, Justice B.V. Nagaratna, has taken a very strict view and has in fact come down heavily on the producers, on the filmmakers, and they said that everyone who is using social media, who is making content, who is posting online, should know that free speech comes with a responsibility, and you cannot denigrate any community of the country when at a time she observed that our society is already facing unrest and fissures, and you cannot produce content, make content which would aggravate those fissures and cause more unrest in the society.
All right, Nupur, thanks for bringing us up to speed with the latest. So that is a setback for the filmmakers and a very harsh observation there by the Supreme Court. Slipping to a short break, we return with one of the biggest elections being conducted in South Asia in Bangladesh today. More on that on a ground report in moments from now.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's leading AI smartphone brand. Motorola Signature, India's #1 camera phone. Grab Motorola Signature today.
मेड इन इंडिया क्यों नहीं? हमारे पास क्या है? मस्टर्ड ऑयल. इट इज आवर फ्लैगशिप ऑयल.
और हमें गर्व है कि 1933 से हम पी मार्क कच्ची घानी मस्टर्ड ऑयल का उत्पादन कर रहे हैं. इस मूल्यवान स्वदेशी प्रोडक्ट को बनाने में हमने खुद को समर्पित किया है पीढ़ियों से.
माँ भी हमेशा पी मार्क मस्टर्ड ऑयल में ही खाना बनाती थी.
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में. पी मार्क, द मस्टर्ड स्पेशलिस्ट सिंस 1933. सरसों से सरसों.
The sharpest minds driving the global AI narrative. Policymakers, founders, technology leaders. Global perspectives, Indian priorities. The definitive conversation on AI. 18th February, New Delhi. NDTV In.AI Summit 2026. On the NDTV network.
Across the country.
He has tracked the pulse of power from Washington to Korea. Witnessed history being made in global capitals and conflict zones. Brought clarity to complex issues of national security and international affairs. Aditya Raj Kaul, covering international affairs like no one else. Only on NDTV network.
I don't sugarcoat. I shoot straight and tell you stories the way they need to be told. Unfiltered, unafraid, unmissable. That's how I roll. Watch me, Priyanka Deo, on NDTV World. Namaste.
21 days in Kashmir. People have bombarded me, friends, with requests for an unfiltered list of things I saw and observed on the ground.
Very special ground report from the line of control. There were some children who've lost limbs in the shelling.
They are now India's smallest but possibly the most powerful crime family. Cough syrup has killed at least 25 children. Gaikwad साहब ऐसे मत कीजिए. Suddenly people are wondering about the weaponization of India-Pakistan cricket. We live and breathe elections. You will not believe your eyes or ears when I show you what I'm about to do.
For a country
that has fought so many wars in the mountains and at high altitude. We're standing on the Indian Navy's newest warship.
The line of control, Shiv Arur, NDTV. NDTV 24/7, total domination in Davos. The world's biggest voices first. Iconic visionary Bill Gates. World Bank President Ajay Banga. IMF Chief Kristalina Georgieva. IBM CEO and President Arvind Krishna. India's AI Minister Ashwini Vaishnav. NDTV is India's voice in the world. First interview with Maharashtra Chief Minister. First interview with Andhra Chief Minister. First interview with Assam Chief Minister. India's first ground event in Davos. NDTV puts India on the global stage. Davos, domination, no debate.
Straight from the heart of the newsroom to the core of the stories shaping your world. Join me, Gargi Raut, as I track all the developments as they break. Live from the NDTV newsroom, weekdays at 4 p.m.
The front lines of Kargil. The fury of Operation Sindoor.
So many attacks.
The chaos and cries of disaster zones. To fighter jet cockpits. And the world's most defining interviews.
It's incredible.
He has seen history break. Live. Unfiltered. 20,000 hours of live broadcasting.
Welcome to Left, Right and Centre.
Hard facts.
War-struck country.
Hard questions.
In the Ukraine.
30 years of truth.
Welcome back. Bangladesh elections are currently underway in what is being described as one of South Asia's most consequential elections this year. Counting to begin immediately after voting ends. The vote comes 18 months after a student-led uprising forced former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina from power. It's primarily a two-way contest between the BNP and the Jamaat alliance. In fact, there was violence reported today between BNP and Jamaat supporters at Mirpur, the constituency from which Jamaat chief Shafiqur Rahman is contesting. Sheikh Hasina's Awami League has been banned from contesting this election. There were also crude bomb explosions in two areas in Gopalganj and in Munshiganj. 3 people and a child were reportedly injured. Speaking to the media after casting his vote, BNP chief Tariq Rahman said that if they come to power, they will ensure that everyone feels safe in the country. These remarks are of significance to India as there have been multiple instances of violence against Hindu minorities in Bangladesh, which have been the headlines for the last few weeks. Saurabh Gupta joins me live from Dhaka at this point. Saurabh, it's going to be a busy day for you. I have a couple of questions to ask you on this big international story that we are tracking. These elections will be the first without 2 of the most consequential political figures in the country in decades.
Absolutely. Sheikh Hasina and Khaleda Zia were the 2 women who led the 2 respective parties that they ran for decades. And for decades, the conflict was between Khaleda Zia and Sheikh Hasina. All of that has changed in this election. This is an election between Tariq Rahman, who leads the BNP, and Dr. Shafiqur Rahman, who leads the Jamaat. And it's the Jamaat versus BNP election. Now, which is why the conversation is about women, the conversation is about minorities, the conversation is about security, the conversation is about so many things that obviously are, in context of how these parties are perceived, and the perception of the Jamaat, and the perception of also, the whole BNP, which is, of course, a party that's been around for decades. It's also a party that's, seen the struggle for democracy. In fact, Khaleda Zia was one of the major forces who fought for democracy in Bangladesh. So this election is about democracy. This election is about security. This election is about minorities. Remember, even today, there has been a body of a member of a minority community that was, I beg your pardon, last night, that was also recovered. So that of course was in a tea garden. So all of these things are part of the conversation during these elections. Yunus, of course, voted today. He said this is a birth of a new Bangladesh. He said, this feels like a festival. But there has been sporadic reports of violence, a food bomb going off in Gopalganj, injuring 2 security personnel and a child. There have also been some reports of clashes between BNP and Jamaat supporters in some places, and also some complaints of electoral malpractice as well.
All right, thanks for joining me live there. We have some breaking news coming in. We'll go back to Saurabh in the next show. All right, we're being told that the Jamiat chief Madani has opposed the Vande Mataram. He has said making Vande Mataram the national song and making it mandatory for all lines in all government programs, schools, colleges and events is not only a bias and coercive decision by the central government, but it is also a blatant attack on the religious freedom guaranteed by the Constitution and a condemnable attempt to usurp the rights of minorities. That is Maulana Arshad Madani who has said that. He has gone ahead and opposed the national song. Remember, the MHA, the Ministry of Home Affairs, has just come out yesterday with guidelines for the national song to be sung before the national anthem in government functions, in functions where the President of India will also be present, and in schools, also in cinema halls, but standing in cinema halls is exempted. Now you have, after the opposition coming in from Congress and other political leaders, you have Madani also responding to this controversy. He has said, and I'm going to quote him again, making Vande Mataram the national song and making it mandatory for all lines in government programs, schools, colleges and events is not only bias and coercive decision by the central government, but it is also a blatant attack on the religious freedom guaranteed by the Constitution of India and a condemnable attempt to usurp the rights of minorities. Here you have him highlighting the rights of minorities. This, of course, will remain a controversy in the days to come, since the MHA issued the guidelines only yesterday. And he talks about how faith cannot be forced upon people through this guideline that has been issued by the Home Ministry. Yesterday, you also had the Congress question it and other leaders from opposition parties, but today a reaction coming in from Madani.
सरकार तानाशाही कर रही है, सरासर जुल्म है ये। और कहाँ ये संविधान का हिस्सा है? वंदे मातरम कैसे यहाँ से अपनाया गया था संविधान के तहत, आप बताइए। तो ना ये संविधान का हिस्सा है और ना ही ये राष्ट्रीय गान है। राष्ट्रीय गान तो जन गण मन है हमारा, सब लोग सम्मान करते हैं, खड़े होकर के सल्यूट करते हैं। लेकिन वंदे मातरम के विषय में सैकड़ों मुस्लिम स्कॉलर्स ने और तमाम उलमा ने पहले भी कहा है कि वंदे मातरम में जो यहाँ से जो भावना है वो मूर्ति पूजा का है और इस्लाम इसकी परमिशन नहीं देता। हम मोनोथिज्म की बात करते हैं, हम एक ईश्वरवाद पे बिलीव करते हैं, कलमा ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह मुहम्मद रसूलुल्लाह पढ़ने वाले लोग। तो ये हमारी उसके खिलाफ है, रिलीजियस एथिक्स के खिलाफ है। और ये संविधान की जो आर्टिकल 15 है, 21, 25 उसके भी खिलाफ है, क्योंकि यहाँ से फ्रीडम ऑफ रिलीजन का उल्लंघन है। आप कैसे किसी के धर्म के मानने में उसको इन्फ्रिंजमेंट कर सकते हैं? तो लिहाजा वंदे मातरम जो एक अपनी आस्था के अनुसार लोग मर्जी से पढ़ते थे, देशभक्ति की भावना में पढ़ते थे, जब उसकी यहाँ से जो लोग मूर्ति के उपासक हैं वो अपने तरीके से पढ़ते थे और जो मूर्ति के उपासक नहीं है वो नहीं पढ़ते थे। तो ये मर्जी की बात थी। भारतीय जनता पार्टी और आरएसएस ने इसको एक प्रोपेगेंडा बना दिया, मुसलमानों के खिलाफ एक नफरत फैलाने का एक हथियार बना दिया और अब ये मनमर्जी कर रहे हैं। तो लिहाजा अगर आप जबरन करेंगे तो हम बिल्कुल इसको नहीं मानेंगे। मैंने पहले भी कहा, फिर से दोहरा रहा हूँ कि जबरन आप मुसलमानों के गर्दन पर छुरी रख के वंदे मातरम नहीं कहलवा सकते। आपने इसको एक हथियार बना दिया, एक नफरत का टूल बना दिया है। देशभक्ति की भावना वंदे मातरम से नहीं नापी जाएगी, देशभक्ति की भावना वंदे मातरम से नहीं तौली जाएगी। अगर आप देशभक्त हैं, मोदी सरकार अगर देशभक्त है, तो जाइए यहां से ट्रंप के खिलाफ लड़िए।
Prashant now joining me on the phone line. Prashant, opposition coming in from the man on our screens on expected lines after the Ministry of Home Affairs has issued those guidelines. Prashant, can you hear me?
The reaction from Arshad Madni and other Muslim leaders are on expected lines. We only yesterday, when this guideline came into light, soon after that, many of the Congress leaders who belong to Muslim community, like Imran Masood, they had also protested, saying that it is against Islam and it is an insult to the people who belong to the minority community, especially those who belong to a Muslim community. They have also been saying that this goes against the very ethos of Constitution and Article 25, which gives the right to freedom of religion. So this guideline goes against that, and they are openly saying now that if government tries to impose it, they will not support this move and they will not sing it. So we will. The politics over this issue was bound to escalate, and it is now before us that many people are now protesting against the government's move.
Thanks for joining me live. More reactions coming in on that statement.
जुबान पर संविधान पर मन में शरिया और वोट बैंक की दुकान अब कांग्रेस पार्टी के बाद, समाजवादी पार्टी के बाद, तृणमूल कांग्रेस के बाद, जमीयत उलेमा हिंद, जो लोग वोट बैंक की ठेकेदारी करते हैं, वो भी वंदे मातरम के गाइडलाइंस का विरोध कर रहे हैं। कितने दुख की बात है कि 150 वर्ष होते हैं वंदे मातरम को। बंकिम चंद्र चटर्जी को वंदे मातरम को सम्मान देने के बदले कुछ लोग शरिया को संविधान के ऊपर रखते हैं, शरिया को सम्मान, राष्ट्रीय सम्मान के ऊपर रखते हैं। पहले कांग्रेस के इमरान मसूद, हुसैन दलवाई ने विरोध किया, कहा कि ये मुस्लिम विरोधी है, फिर टीएमसी ने विरोध किया, और अब जमीयत उलेमा हिंद भी यही कह रही है, अरशद मदनी भी कह रहे हैं कि हम इसको चुनौती देंगे, ये हमारे मजहब के खिलाफ है। अरे भाई, पहली बार जब गाया गया तब रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर जी के आग्रह पर कांग्रेस के सेशन में जो रहमतुल्लाह सायानी चेयर कर रहे थे उसमें गाया गया, तो क्या ये मुस्लिम विरोधी था? महात्मा गांधी ने इसकी पैरवी की तो मुस्लिम विरोधी था। नेहरू जी ने वंदे मातरम को बांटा इसी जिन्ना और मुस्लिम लीग के चक्कर में, और आज भी कांग्रेस पार्टी और उनके साथी इसी प्रकार से आज इसका विरोध कर रहे हैं।
All right, reactions coming in there on what Madni has said. We're going to be slipping to a short break. We'll be back in moments from now with more news and updates for you on Breaking Ground at 1 p.m. Stay tuned.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's leading AI smartphone brand. Motorola Signature, India's #1 camera phone. Grab Motorola Signature today.
The US House has passed a bill that would require proof of citizenship to register to vote and photo ID at the polls. The Republican-sponsored Save America Act cleared the narrowly divided House on Wednesday. Under the bill, Americans would need documents proving citizenship to register and photo identification to cast a ballot in person. The measure would also limit voting by mail.
US, Malaysia.
मेड इन इंडिया क्यों नहीं? हमारे पास क्या है? मस्टर्ड ऑयल। इट इज आवर फ्लैगशिप ऑयल।
और हमें गर्व है कि 1933 से हम पी मार्क कच्ची घानी मस्टर्ड ऑयल का उत्पादन कर रहे हैं। इस मूल्यवान स्वदेशी प्रोडक्ट को बनाने में हमने खुद को समर्पित किया है पीढ़ियों से।
माँ भी हमेशा पी मार्क मस्टर्ड ऑयल में ही खाना बनाती थी।
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में। पी मार्क द मस्टर्ड स्पेशलिस्ट सिंस 1933।
बरसों से सरसों।
The sharpest minds driving the global AI narrative. Policymakers, founders, technology leaders. Global perspectives, Indian priorities. The definitive conversation on AI. 18th February, New Delhi, NDTV In.AI Summit 2026 on the NDTV network.
Across the country.
He has tracked the pulse of power from Washington to Korea. Witnessed history being made in global capitals and conflict zones. Brought clarity to complex issues of national security and international affairs. Aditya Raj Kaul, covering international affairs like no one else. Only on NDTV network.
I don't sugarcoat. I shoot straight and tell you stories the way they need to be told. Unfiltered, unafraid, unmissable. That's how I roll. Watch me, Priyanka Deo, on NDTV World. Namaste.
21 days in Kashmir. People have bombarded me, friends, with requests for an unfiltered list of things I saw and observed on the ground.
Very special ground report from the line of control. There were some children who've lost limbs in the shelling.
They are now India's smallest but possibly the most powerful crime family. Cough syrup has killed at least 25 children. Gaikwad sahab, aise mat kijiye. Suddenly people are wondering about the weaponization of India-Pakistan cricket. We live and breathe elections. You will not believe your eyes or ears when I show you what I'm about to do.
And for a country that has fought so many wars in the mountains and at high altitude.
We're standing on the Indian Navy's newest warship.
The line of control, Shiv Arun, NDTV. NDTV 24/7, total domination in Davos. The world's biggest voices first. Iconic visionary Bill Gates. World Bank President Ajay Banga.
Welcome back to Breaking Ground. I'm Vedika Sood. A quick check on the headlines at the top of 1 p.m. Union Minister Kiran Rijiju drops yet another video from the 4th of February. On camera, Congress MPs inside Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla's chamber. Rijiju claims opposition MPs abuse the Speaker, a claim that the Congress is rejecting. Rahul Gandhi faces the heat over trade deal remarks. BJP MP files notice to introduce motion to terminate Rahul Gandhi's membership. This after BJP has already moved a privilege motion against him. Delhi police intensifies probe in General Naravane's book leak. Penguins India team questioned for 2 hours. Police posed 15 questions to the team. There's no end to the drama over the Karnataka CM seat. Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Sivakumar meets with Rahul Gandhi in Delhi. Sources tell NDTV DKS has been asked to remain patient by the Congress leadership, which essentially is the Gandhis. Supreme Court wraps Goose Pandit's filmmakers, issues notice, says why denigrate a section of society, warns no movie release if the new name is not announced.